Another Yeezy 500, you say? What's unique about that? And actually, to be honest, I'm with you. I was like, I don't get it. Why are they dropping this sneaker? It's pretty much the same as all the other 500s, isn't it? No, it is not. There are actually a lot of differences. I was just kind of flicking through, which sneakers will I review? There's a Yeezy 500. Oh, hold on a minute. Something's a bit funny about that. Something's a bit different about that. Actually, there's a lot that's different about that. And what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be comparing this upcoming Adidas Yeezy 500 Stone, and we're going to be using the comparison with the Adidas Yeezy 500 Bone White. And by putting those two side by side, you should be able to see the differences between the two and see what it is that makes the upcoming release of the Adidas Yeezy 500 Stone special. This is the Tokyo Butter 23 Sneaker Channel. Tokyo Butter 23 Sneaker Channel des. Mainichi Yapsuno no de, Mainichi Media Design. Every single day I bring you content from Tokyo, Japan about upcoming sneaker releases, sneaker news and sneaker reviews, and a little bit about the Butter Movement because we have this game that we're playing at the Butter Movement. Now the Butter Movement stuff I always leave to the end of the videos because you are probably here to look at the sneaker and this Yeezy 500 in particular. But the Butter Movement, we play this game, and what I do is I drop a hint at the start of the videos. Ping, there's a link to explain what the game's all about, so I don't need to waste time doing that now, and there's a link in the description down below if you want to see and understand the game. So we'll leave all that aside and I will just give those Butter Movement guys out there the hint, and the hint is bear branding. Today is day 3 and the third hint is bear, as in grizzly bear, rawr, bear branding. Okay, so we've had 3 hints. Hit me up with a comment down below if you think you know what sneaker Shoe Butter is going to bring us from the rarest sneaker collection in the world. In fact, link, bing, there is a link to the rarest sneaker collection in the world, which is just... it's hard to concentrate when I think about that, so I'm going to try and put that out of my mind and focus in on this upcoming release of the Adidas Yeezy 500 Stone and looking at the differences on that to regular Adidas Yeezy 500 releases. And there are quite a few at first glance, and you know what, I'll start doing it right now, and I'll probably do this later again. Let's flick between the stones and the bone whites, and you can kind of get an idea already from the alternating pictures behind me here of the differences between those two sneakers. And I'll be walking you through maybe 3 or 4 of those differences today to see what is unique about these upcoming Yeezy 500 Stones. But before we do that, this is a YouTube channel, and I need to subscribers, of course, because that's what YouTube channels thrive on. So if you could hit that subscribe button down below, that would be appreciated, as would a click of the like button. Don't forget to click the like button. If I forget to say it, you'll forget to click it. So please do click that like button down below. And as I am here in Tokyo, Japan, I do say at the start of every single one of my videos, Toroku yoroshiku onegaishimasu. Click suru to tasukaru no de, zehi toroku o osusume shimasu. Ga, ine o click suru to mo tasukaru no de, sore mo click shite morau to kansha shimasu. 登録やいいねをクリックぜひお願いします。Okay, so let's have a look at these Adidas Yeezy 500 Stones, and like I said, we're looking at the comparison with the Bone White, just because the Bone White is a really easy sneaker to look at to find the differences between the two. Because there are other Yeezy 500s out there that we could have compared this to, but because the colorways are kind of very similar, I thought that these two shoes would make for a good comparison. So looking at the Stones that are coming up for release on November the 23rd, you can see that it continues that earth tone color, the earth tones of the Yeezy line that the Yeezy line has been most prominent for, except the Yeezy 350s that are coming out very soon. There's been a tendency from the 350 line to move towards color, and later in this year, in the start of 2020, some of those colors are going to get really quite striking, and we're going to get away from those earth tones on the Yeezy 350 line, but here the Yeezy 500 line continues with those earth tones in tans, in browns, in beiges, in whites, and things like that. So that's what we've got here. It's an all sort of single tone upper in that what they're calling stone. I would maybe call it light tan or something like that, but I suppose it depends on what kind of stone you're thinking about. Now let's have a look at some of the details on there. I want to focus in first of all on the lace stays, which are quite unique on 500s. Lace stays on 500s come in sort of 3 or 4 separate kind of areas around the laces. Usually the lacing system is one unit on a sneaker. If you think of foam posits, that's an easy place to think about it, because Nike foam posits have that one kind of unit that's very obviously not part of the upper on the foam posit, and that makes it easy to understand what I'm talking about. But in the case of the 500s, they're actually kind of segmented or compartmentalized, and there's the two particular places that are easy to look at the discs. There's a couple of discs on each side where the lace stays are held in place. The eyelets are held in place, I should say. And usually they're made of suede, but if you look closely here, you can see that in the case of these stones, they're made in leather, and I think it's nubuck leather actually that the upper of the whole thing is made of. So it's a distinct difference between the lace stays on the Yeezy 500 Stone and the lace stays on the normal 500s, in this case the bone white. Now, moving directly below that, there's 3 panels on the side of the upper of a Yeezy 500 that again is usually in a mesh material, and again the bone whites can show you that for emphasis. But when you have a look at these upcoming stones, you can see that those panels or underlays or whatever you want to call them are now actually a solid material rather than the meshy material. I'm not sure which I prefer. I think the mesh material actually gives a bit more emphasis to the sneaker and a bit more kind of definition, whereas already going to nubuck leather is a very smooth kind of ride, a smooth leather, smooth material on there, and going with then a very smooth underlay or panel as well, that kind of makes the sneaker all a little bit too smooth for me, if you know what I mean. But it is a difference, it is an upgrade, it is a development on the Adidas Yeezy 500 line. I don't know if it's a permanent thing. They've been playing around with the materials on 500s and 700s recently. I'm trying to think what 700 it was that came out that had different materials, not so much suede on the upper. I can't remember which one it was, and maybe I'll be able to put a picture behind me here, but I don't even remember what it was, so it might be a bit difficult to find out what that is. But they have been playing with the materials, keeping the actual silhouette and the actual structure of the shoe the same, but changing the materials that are used to build it. And that's the case here with this Adidas Yeezy 500 Stone. And then the last thing that I really want to have a look at is they say in the promotional materials that there's differences to the midsole and some detailing on the lines on the midsole and things like that, but I haven't actually been able to work out what they're talking about. Maybe if someone out there gets these and maybe someone out there gets, if someone out there gets these guys in hand, they'll be able to tell us the difference between what has come before and these stones. But I do know on the bottom of the sneaker they've gone with a light gum sole on there, and I am actually a fan. Usually I don't like gum soles on sneakers, especially when they don't match the upper, and I think they're a bit gratuitous and people just stick them on there trying to be gimmicky or hypey or something like that. But in the case of these, I think the light gum sole actually matches the rest of the colorway quite nicely, and it fits the aesthetic of the shoe. So yes, you can see that the bone whites didn't have that, and it was all one total color, if you like. But then if you look at these stones, you can see there's enough variation in the color of the upper that having a gum sole outsole on there kind of makes sense, and it fits in with the rest of the aesthetic and the design of the sneaker. So all in all, I actually kind of like these guys. They're a little too smooth for my liking, to be honest, so I wouldn't be rushing out to buy them, but they're kind of a cool colorway. I like the gum sole on there. I like the sort of variation in colors throughout, so it's not just like a solid tan sneaker. It's like you've got some darker areas and some lighter areas. So all in all, it's a pretty cool sneaker. I'm sure people out there will be buying them. 500s have not dropped with the same frequency as 700s or 350s. And that might mean that people are chasing these guys a little bit harder because they're a little bit less available. If you think about the number of 350 and 700 colorways that have dropped this year, is quite astronomical. So it's the potential's there for these guys to be a little bit difficult to get your hands on. But for me, it's not a sneaker that I'll be losing any sleep over the not being able to get my hands on. Okay, that's enough about the sneaker. Thank you very much for checking that out if that's what you were interested in. As I said at the start of the video, though, we will have a bit of chat about the butter movement and where things are going with the butter movement line right now. If you don't know anything about the butter movement, I did check up some links to help explain that. But Shoe Butter is like, he's a bit like my godfather. I wonder if I could play on words with the words godfather and come up with a way to describe Shoe Butter, but he has this phenomenally rare sneaker collection, and he sends me content from time to time, which he lets me put up on my channel. I appreciate it very, very much, because they're the rarest shoes in the world, and that connection really helps to push my channel along. So Shoe Butter used to lead a movement called the Butter Movement, but then when his own channel got shut down by YouTube, he kind of stepped away from that for a couple of years, and now he's tentatively putting his toe back in the water to test out and see if this is something he wants to get back on board with. So fingers crossed, Shoe Butter will come back with a force and bring us some more content more often. But right now what he's doing for us is this game and bringing us these rare sneakers. So I drop a hint in 5 videos out of the week, and then on a Sunday I drop that video, and you can see if you can work out which sneaker it is that Shoe Butter is going to show us from the rarest sneaker collection in the world. Okay, for now it's time for me to sign off. Thank you guys for checking out my content. As I do at the end of all of my videos, thank you for hitting the likes, thank you for hitting the subscribe button, and thank you for helping increase the watch time, because watch time is something I'm really eager to keep raising the bar on that. It helps the channel very much. So thanks for doing all of those things. And as I do this every single day, I get to say at the end of my videos that you are guaranteed to see me tomorrow.